Oh, hi! We're live. There should be my voice. There is! Yay! God, I love having my phone right beside
Yay!
me. Yay! Welcome! Trials of Silver. We do fun things where people from the community can join in the games, and it's completely open, so come join the community. I'm Mazurx, your humble yet not so humble DM. These are some of the most active players. We're having a really fun, active session today, which is plot centric and relevant, which I enjoy. So that's pretty cool. But I also enjoy the chaos, and honestly, that's on brand. So let's turn the camera over, or the not camera, the cameras are on. The microphone over to somebody else who can possibly talk. And oh my gosh, all the good boys in chat. You on? I didn't put it there. It's not a me thing. This does not float my ego. My shoulders hunch every time I see it. Um,
Oh,
it's okay. I Praise and I are uncomfortable good friends.
we
It's
will change that via exposure.
I,
Exposure therapy.
I see the praise and I give it the sup nod, like sup. But all right, you're good over there. I'm good over here. We're gonna maintain our distance. All right, so. Okay, microphone going to. You know what? I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it down, and I'm gonna see whoever volunteers to pick it up. If there's four of you, someone pick it up.
Hey, I'm Sam.
Sure.
I'm playing Zavara, the Paladin. If some flotsam here around, I do art on Twitch, and that's it.
Excellent art, may I add.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, Lennon, you were ready to go.
Sure. I'm Juniper. I'm Linen and Spice. I play a lot of games, both here and on Shattered Tabletop Gaming. If you want to know what I play in, I'm gonna put a link in the thing so you can see. But yeah, otherwise tonight I am playing Sorrow, who is an artificer, and Nimwe's girlfriend. Nimue is unfortunately not here in this session, but that's okay. Um, do I have to choose the next person, or is someone else going to pick it up?
Flip a coin.
Tofu go.
I'm Tofu Chipmunk, and I'm going to be playing Stella, the sparkly sorcerer that brings you flowers and hopefully joy. And I
Always.
also play on Shadow Tabletop Gaming, as in several campaigns over there. And then you can also find me over on Maistri Anord for Gods and Goddesses Oh My, which will be happening tomorrow. So come back and see more Tofu Chipmunk tomorrow. And now it's Frost.
Hello, everyone. I'm Frost. I will be playing Lewis, the White Bread Warrior. And you can find me in chat and in a couple of other channels. Unfortunately, I don't stream. Also, don't forget, subscribe, follow, and hit that bell.
You're the only one who does that.
It's a thing now. He's got to do it every time.
I know, and honestly, we appreciate it because neither Megs or I do. We're just like we're just here. Meanwhile, Frost is like, no, seriously, join them.
Join us.
I mean, no pressure. We're around if you want to come. It's
I
not.
guess.
I
Oh.
mean, if you like the kind of things we talk about, in
Exposure
general.
therapy for chat, exposure therapy for Maz.
Yeah.
While they're being humble, their players want you to join because we want you guys to see all the characters that we have put so much heart and soul into.
Right. I thought about my character for like 2 hours yesterday.
Ben and I will fight you.
It was great.
Bring it.
I see that in chat. Wait, you thought about Savara for 2 hours yesterday?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just like I couldn't fall asleep, so I was just like, what's this session gonna be like? And it was just like thinking about it. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, gee, it made. That's like the best feeling a DM can have is when people on their own time are thinking about
Yeah, of course.
what's going on.
This is my main hobby.
All right. Other than last time, because last time, your humble yet not so humble Master of Chaos was not feeling particularly chaotic and was forced lovingly to stop the session early, but there was quite a bar situation and even a little bit of information about a young lady who showed up and cured a terrible raging drunkenness in a player while demonstrating or with demonstrating, giving off. There's a word. I don't know if I have the word. What's the word when you're like offer, show and tell? No.
Displaying?
Thank you. I can't.
We found it.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Displayed
Words are hard.
a wristlet with a tiny little lantern piece hanging off the wristlet, and described themselves as a member of not the Brotherhood, but the Fellowship of the Lantern. And it was their cause to, in fact, do as much good as they could. I said cad. As much. What is the cat? How much wood could the woodcut cad if it could cad? I promise I'm okay in the brain zone. Anyways, she was lovely, and they found a terrible hidden staircase, but that was that was yesterday. And then that didn't continue because I could not, and I love my players for allowing me to go to sleep immediately. But before that, we had a very important session called Heritage and Trust. And in it, we had a lot of interesting things happen, most notably when the players got to the Silverknack Guild. Wait, huh? Perfect name for... Why am I getting distracted by chat? I shouldn't get distracted by chat. When they reached the guild, Thelin was stuck entertaining a crying woman who revealed herself to be Zvaya Quillrest, Sorrow, your favorite blood hunter's mother. And then, within a short interaction, she was brought into the drama of how hidden from her during her entire life being raised in and around the Ivory Quill Guild, that there was in fact a secret of her parentage, that her father was a high-ranking member of a separate guild. This brought in Dave, the blind caretaker of the guild's doors, the Silverknack Guild's door, because I've talked about 4 guilds in the last 5 seconds, so may as well just keep it relevant with the actual names. So Dave, the Silverknack Door Guardian, came through and mentioned, in fact, there was a guild that was the reason that he was here. He had a scroll from it and a job offer, but the Silverknack and its need trumped the offer, and he decided to work for them instead. The intrepid heroes picked up the scroll and sought their fortunes elsewhere. After having a much longer discussion with Vaya, there was a bit of love thrown around, everyone is okay, and she has now taken up a place and a home within the Silverknack Guild, and all is well in that regard. They then sought out a mysterious benefactor, someone who had a job not necessarily for them, but someone out in the future from the Gilded Scale Guild. They eventually found them, maneuvered their way into a back room, and were greeted by this absolutely horribly, frustratingly handsome, deep-voiced, why giving off daddy vibes if dad.
Never came back from getting milk.
Yeah, never came back from getting milk. No recognition of daughter standing in room with himself. Daddy figure. And a lot of drama was pursued further, eventually leading to the revelation that this frustratingly not evil man who was presented to be such leading up to it, in fact, was endowed and blessed with the angelic wings of Lot, the ancient forbidden god of messengers, a god that was tied to the original High King of Citadel, Ashfear Prior, before the theocracy that is currently in place took place about 2,000 years ago. They were then charged with a deny, defend, depose. It's endowed daddy. Damn you, KLFX! And were asked to then take down, at least initially, a different guild in the city. The one known as the Diamond Spire Guild. I would like to pick up the story. I hear literally my spouse laughing from 3 floors away and 2 closed doors.
She just wants you to say daddy more.
We're just giving you shit in chat, that's all.
I mean, as you are welcome to do. In fact, I encourage the more shit giving in chat, the happier that I am. It's daddy. Sorry, daddy. Sorry, daddy. The good boys are gonna make me red.
Is that going to be a game from now on? How red can we make Mazrix?
We could do like another D&D group, and before the live stream
Stop
actually
it.
shows up, we just yell at our DM to try to break him before the camera goes.
Oh, a
We
classic.
could do that.
Just yell nice things.
He's
That
got the
glare
dad
from
stare.
Mazrix.
There are things that I can't stand. Praise is one of them. Okay. The camera is going to turn initially to a left alone. Oh my gosh. Tofu, Stella, you were there during that daddy conversation, weren't you?
Oh, daddy, yes.
I'm trying to remember, because I know Zavara and Sora were both there, and so was Connacht, and so was 2 more people. It was the 4 of you, right?
Yeah, so Sora, Lewis, Zavara, Stella, and Connacht. That was
Okay,
who's
yes.
there that day.
Okay, perfect. So all 4 of you were there. So we're gonna take the camera to right outside the room as you've left. Okay. Lewis, this is relevant to you because this is the night before the session started yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you've left the room, the door shuts behind you, and that sort of squirrely, weaselly guy is laughing as he shuts it, goes, it was a fun conversation, boss. And just as the door shuts, you go, you hear carrying right through the door frame. But was it enough? And then the door shuts.
So the other guy was like listening out throughout the entire thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else pick up on that?
He did shoot him off, didn't he?
Yeah, but did you not just hear him? He
Oh, yeah,
totally was like eavesdropping.
Total eavesdropper.
It's
There's
rude.
rude if you ask. Yeah, there's rude. There's rude.
What did he
I
mean by,
mean-
but was it enough? That's what I'd like to know.
It's a good question. Perhaps he's like, oh, are we going to be the ones to do the things he's telling us to do?
Think we could become
Unless
Knight
it
of the...
was...
Do you think we could become like Knight of the King Courts? Or like Knights? High Knights? Could we become Templars?
I'm just
Mm.
hoping he didn't mean, was it enough of a performance? As in, was he putting on a show? I hope that's not what he meant. I really want to believe that some
feel
good
like he-
might come of this.
I feel like he would have waited a little longer before he was like, oh, did I do a good job? Tell me. Like, give me acting notes.
Maybe.
Like, I'm waiting before I say the thing I'm going to say for us to move away a little bit. Should we go back to the guild?
Let's walk and talk.
By the way, I don't remember how to get back to the guild. I was following the little symbol thing and I'm kind of lost.
Can we do like a survival check or some shit?
Yeah, this is the middle ring.
This is the middle ring. It is vastly different from where you've spent most of your time in the city. Think suburbia, but with the flavor of like the Middle Ages.
So like one street towns or like
So yes, you see a few various ye old coffee shops. There's general space between buildings. The walls are in better repair, but not made of, say, concrete or fastly manufactured oak or pine, even. Just general, like, generally well put together and made, maintained well. Probably some of the city's taxes are redevoted to maintaining the township. The middle ring is much better off than the lower ring. It's cared for. The people don't look like they're wondering where their next meal is coming from. I thought that is far too prevalent in the lower ring.
With my upbringing, so I was brought up probably in the upper ring around where my mother was servanting, but then I would have gone straight to the lower ring. Is that correct? Once I left home,
More or less.
or was it all?
So Zvaya has a actual prominent place. She's not one of the lower members. She's like a middle ranking member in the Ivory Quill Guild, which, as we established in previous sessions, but I will bring back up now, does sort of handle the education and the archival work of the city. Think if librarians or educators needed a guild, the Ivory Quill would sort of be it. And so she found sort of a middle ranking place in that. But what I surmise of your backstory, that life didn't always sit comfortably with you. So as a child, you did spend most of your time in the upper ring, but as soon as you began to form your own identity, start asking questions, want answers that weren't always in books, you began to make your own life in the lower ring in whatever hours you could. And then as you developed into your adult life, you took matters into your own hands and sorted off in that direction. And your mom just, hadn't seen you in a while, but that's because you've been busy. It's not for any lack of love for your mother, I imagine. But
No.
simply due, as anyone who works paycheck to paycheck might know, it's very difficult to go back to see your parents, and even if you do care for them deeply, I'm staring right at you, camera. Even if you care for them deeply, it's difficult to get home and actually see them as often as they would like.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone know how to get home from here?
Maybe there's a wayfinder sign. Could look around. Or just follow your nose, maybe?
Nah.
Look at the
Rat
position of
kebabs
sun in the
have it.
sky, I suppose.
Wherever it smells the worst, we're heading in the right direction.
Exactly. Or picking up what I'm putting down. Let's just head back. I think it was this way. And I gesture to the opposite direction that we came from.
And as you do so, there's a few staggering people that seem to be sauntering past the alley that you're in, and you just hear, wait, this is the best place to take a leak in the city, I promise. Just, no, I go first, I told you about it, that's the way. And just, he starts to begin his business, unceremoniously 3 feet away from you, Zavara.
Hey, best
Hey.
place to urinate, huh?
Yeah, but this isn't a show, man. Shove off.
I'll leave if you tell me which way to get to the lower ring.
He looks you up and down, shakes his hip a little bit, finishes what he's doing, maintaining eye contact with you, and he goes, "The lower ring, huh? You do look like you've got sort of a fighter's edge to you."
Oh, thank you. Oh, okay.
"Hey, boys!" And they just kind of hear, yeah, boss. Yeah. What do you think this lower ring scum can hold up in a fight against me, eh?
In the best pissing alley? All right, if you insist. And I start like cracking my wrist and knuckles.
And you just see him sort of like pushing his head side to side, doing the windmill with his arms as he like gets ready. He starts hopping back up and down. He goes, "He looks like nothing. I bet that armor's all the hard shell he's got to him. Wait till I get to what's underneath."
Ooh, he's flirting now.
Two
Oh my
silver
goodness.
on Zavara.
The guys come over and they go, 10 silver on Acaris.
Yes. All right.
I look at Zavara and just say, how confident are you?
How overconfident? It's an alley. I could kill him. All right, let's go.
5 gold on Zavara.
The buddies of Acaris look back and forth and they go, Okay. 5 gold? Okay, 5 gold. Tapped out. They're good. This is bet is made. No more bets. No more
Stella,
bets.
last one. Stella, you getting in? I don't think I can do it.
This Griff never told me how to save money.
I missed the
10 gold on Zavara.
Woo!
and they
I
go,
lose.
they look at you, and there's some hasty exchanges, and they go, we have 3 gold to match, but winner takes all. Because they don't have the gold to match for you, but they're putting what it's like all in poker. They're putting what they have up against it.
And all your weapons.
We'll negotiate after. We'll negotiate after, Stella.
And you just see Akis finish cracking his neck with like a sickening. And then he just rolls his shoulders down with a much deeper spine elongating. And you see that he actually stands up to nearly 7 feet tall. Wings, like, chest elongated as he puffs himself up. Really brings his breath in and he goes, these are measly bets. I've had more today 10 times over. You're gonna get with Akis the Brawler. You're gonna get bent. Let's go.
You'll be a good soldier in the army. All right, here we go.
So, wait. Stella wants to get in the middle of this. Ling! Gentle creatures! We are about to have ourselves a brawl! In one corner is the mighty Zavara!
Yeah!
In the other corner is some pissant!
Boo!
All bets have been placed! Get ready to rumble!
Hey, Stella.
Ding,
So, can you make a wild magic surge for me?
Fireball.
Yes!
Wait, how do I do that?
Potted plant.
Roll a D100, and then I will let you know what
If she
happens.
transforms herself
Potted
into a
plant,
potted
potted
plant,
plant,
That'd be pretty amazing.
potted plant. Yeah.
I want it so bad.
62. Okay.
Is it? Yeah, I think that was pretty
No.
close.
Potted plant?
No, it's not. But for
Oh.
so as you start doing this, and you're like you're trying to put on a performance, right? You're like, ladies and gentle people, like it's like try to like put on a sing-songy tone, right? As you do this, there are 2 things that happen. The first is DM inspired, because as you do, you watch as magically it seems like the floor of where you're standing in the alley begins to burgeon out, and like a bubble, the buildings billow and push out around you as a space is created in a bubblish ring with confetti flowing above you almost like a snow globe, lights going off in the sky above you, and just different like streamer sounds as you're putting on this spectacle arena. And then your actual magic roll says that for the next minute you must shout while you speak.
Oh, all right.
Perfect.
So you're like putting on the show, you're like,
Get a little supersonic.
you get a little supersonic, but your more magic also burgeons into this stage where they now have a ring of combat for the two of them to duke it out. And oh boy. Does Akis immediately sit there and he goes, exactly what I was waiting for. I knew this was the best alley? Ring?
Fight! 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 Fight!
As he
Fight!
looks around,
Fight!
close the distance.
Okay.
June 1, and now it begins, ladies and gentlefolks.
He doesn't wait. So he immediately makes a strike towards Zavara. And Zavara, I need you to make a quick dexterity saving throw to see if you dodge his sucker punch.
Ooh, I'm bad at those. Dex save. That's a 4.
And just like the sucker that he is, this pissant throws the first one.
I love that I have an announcer. That's the best fucking part.
Yep, that's amazing.
Okay, so I need to find this. Okay, perfect. So with his... he finds an 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so the first thing that you notice as he comes cracking across your jaw, like right up, is that bastard snuck brass knuckles across his hand, and he actually punches up in the most underhanded blow he possibly could. And so you immediately take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
He then rolls for an 18 and a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep, both hit.
And you take another 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then he drops his hands back because as he uppercutted you, he brings his left hand down, just dropping below your guard, and poof, upper chest, poof, lower chest, and he drops himself back into a defensive position and literally erupts with his feet back until he's not quite out of your range, but about 5 feet away, looking like he's swaying ever so slightly, and he goes, "No threat at all. No threat. You're going down, chump."
And as I take the last blow, and I'll bring my head back and wipe the blood from my face and cast, not cast, but use my lay on hands to just completely recover from his damage. And I just grin at him and go, "Oh, it's on for you." And I raise my fists and I'm going to cast Searing Smite. No, Wrathful Smite, and just close the distance on him.
He sees you come in.
Down.
He pulls himself back, anticipating your first strike.
That's it. I use my action to
Cast it.
cast to heal myself. So
And no bonus actions to
that was the Wrathful Smite. So my fists start to glow and I close the distance. But he can take another round.
And as he sees you come close, he goes, "This is all man is all talk. This man is all talk." And they just hear, "Akis and Nazi's all talk. He's all talk," from his little echo chamber in the background. And so he like actually drops down. Like he drops himself right down to the ground to get below your guard to strike up. And that is a 22 to hit.
Yep.
That is 6 points of bludgeoning damage as he reaches up and he just claps right on the inside of your thigh. And gripping there, he tries to maneuver himself around your body. And he, with a 19 in an acrobatics check, he ripples his arm and pulls himself actually between your legs and flips himself up in the back and begins to kick. And he kicks for 27 and a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
For an additional 12 bludgeoning damage as he slides himself through and up into the air behind you, rocketing around and kicking the back of your head, poof, poof, with his feet, before spiraling back and landing on the ground and spinning back with his feet behind him, fists raised again.
You're an awful jumpy one. If he's done, now I'll try to punch him.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Alrighty.
Kick his ass! Kick his ass!
We're just doing unarmed. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so this is just an unarmed strike. So that is going to be 6 bludgeoning plus the Wrathful Smite, which he will take an additional, just 1, and then he'll need to make a Wisdom saving throw or be frightened.
Oh, he's pretty good with
I
that.
thought Wrathful Smite actually did damage.
Did a d6.
Oh, okay, there's no damage for your actual fist then. Okay.
Oh, it was 8 damage for the punch.
Plus 1 for the Wrathful Smite, I think you said, right?
It was 6 damage for the punch, 1 for the Wrathful Smite. So, yeah, just an explosion of punch.
And so with a dirty 20, I think he passes the
fine.
save. And what you're choosing just to get in on the brawl, right? This is would you call it overconfidence?
Sure.
Okay, so what does the magic of the Wrathful Smite look like to you?
I think it's very much like his gauntlets begin to glow this hot, fiery, like almost like a heat metal effect that dissipates as soon as I take the strike.
Okay. So as you watch the smoldering metal actually begin to heat up and become lava-esque on your knuckles, you, shielded from the heat, just take this grinning uppercut straight into his chest as he's flippy before he even lands in the ground, and you plummet it straight into his ribs and bring him to the ground where he flips himself just loose, still taking that sort of slided foot maneuver, but embers of his clothes singeing on his chest where there's this deep purplish bruise on his skin, and he just kind of looks at you and goes, well, I didn't expect you to actually have teeth, but I don't fucking care. And then he pulls his hands back up and he's ready to go if you're done with your turn.
No, I keep closing. I've got a second attack now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Glad you took the first one, because here comes the second. I'm going to do Wrathful Smite again.
Hell yeah.
And do a... There it is. Ooh. Not great. That's only 11, so I am going to use my Channel Divinity Guided Strike to add 10 to that.
Ooh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
cool.
21.
That is a definite hit.
All right, so that's 6 more damage and an additional 2, so 8, and then he'll need to make another Wisdom save.
Let's go. That is a 15.
That fail. Oh, no, beats it.
Okay. So with a 15, how do you strike him this time? He's swung around. He's on the ground. You're coming in for the second blow. What do you do?
So if he's doubled over from the first hit, I'll see his head go down. I'll just uppercut straight to the chin.
And you watch as he's been pretty jumpy, but your uppercut actually brings him up, and that same sort of molten gauntlet raises up his skin, leaving burn marks in a striated pattern up his jaw. And you just watch his tongue leave his skull briefly, not like detached or anything, but just like
I'm not tongue lasher.
No, it just pops out of his mouth as he goes sailing up, but then backflips away from you and lands on the ground. Superhero landed, and he looks up and he goes,
Fucking monks.
and spits blood and ichor spitting out from like the immediately calcified blood from the gauntlet itself. And he just looks up and he goes, "Who taught you to fight then?"
Are you genuinely curious? Because we're not done fighting. Listen, if you live, I'll tell you.
No, good point. And before you finish speaking, he actually goes to strike in again. 27 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he comes in, and as you're like saying, like, "Are you genuinely curious?" He comes in and he immediately just bam straight into your lower gut with his first strike, and he tries to follow it up again with another 27 to hit. Pop pop. And following in, it's another 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Just pop. And you, for the onlookers who are seeing in Stella's magic as it's sort of burgeoned out, you know, there's still confetti falling from the air. In fact, there's some going in front of your eyes. One of the streamers kind of like misfires and goes near your head, Zavara. It's like, meow, like just like right beside you. You're like, ah. But like, it's this moment of as like you get distracted and then just, and for the onlookers, the fists are doing that matrixy, like too fast to be seen as he's just pummeling into your chest, and then he pulls back, and you can see that he's starting to sort of, but he simply drops back into that same stance.
You doing okay, man? Because I'm doing great. I'm not actually doing great. Second level Cure Wounds. And again, I just rub that spot where he keeps hitting. Just heal myself. That's not good. Just 9.
I start flipping my dagger, just leaning against the wall, you know, wherever watching this. I just pull out my dagger and start flipping it.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's all I can do. I heal up.
As he sees you heal up, he goes, "I didn't expect a punching bag today, but I'll take what I can get." And he grinds his heels down. He actually drops his hands for a second, and you watch him almost get into this crouching position before he kicks off and just tries to kick upwards with a single upward strike. And 21 to hit.
Yeah.
I'm
Damn.
yeah, it's monks, they do things. But because it's just the single strike, we're looking at 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he tries to like sort of bicycle kick upwards, aiming for your lower jaw, just up, flipping backwards once again, landing. And you just hear like the two cohorts that are like, Akis, 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 yeah.
Amazing, everyone! We just witnessed monkey throw poo action.
But then they go, no, that was clean, that was fair. This and that. The answer is biased. They just like start shouting into the arena.
He looked like a monkey, and then he looked like he was throwing poo. I'm just saying what the action is, everyone.
And at this turn, you actually start to get like a lot of interest because people start pulling in. They've been hearing the commotion. There's been constant shouting, both from Stella and from Akis and Zavara as they've been going at it, plus the combined percussion of the body, the loud boos from Lewis. And there's starts to be a bit of a crowd forming. There's a hubbub. There's money changing hands left, right, and center. You see one person kind of standing in this semi-clean robe, hood drawn down, scruffy, almost indigo hair loosely cropped around just below their jawline. Sort of a youngish looking man, bright eyes. And you just see him waiting amongst the crowd, and just money keeps seeming to pass into his hand while he observes what's going on. And it's not too long before the darkness seems to settle in on the actual arena even further, because it was already night, and the lights of the wild magic arena were cascading for a little while, But now, this cloaked figure seems to drop a lantern out of nowhere from his hand.
Do we all catch this?
Make a perception check.
don't.
I'm describing this for the audience, but let's see what you see.
Well,
Perception.
shit. Kick his ass!
I'm trying.
14.
Kick his needle dick! Kick his needle dick! Do it!
A 14 is not
Yelling.
enough.
Oh.
Fuck.
Stella, you're our only hope.
I'm too busy yelling, apparently.
We're all just
sorry.
yelling at the fight.
Oh.
Well, this is the thing.
I
Is with the combination of your current distraction, the coverage of the crowd, and everything else that is going on, the difficulty of this challenge is much higher than if you weren't distracted.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
fair.
unfortunately, this is happening in the background, but none of you have clocked it yet.
So as people are coming in, can I start passing around like some kind of bag or something and trying to convince people to pay money for this show?
Yeah. So dive more into that for me. What do you say to people as they come in?
Are you guys enjoying the show? You guys are doing it in the show. Come on, give a little. Show that you're really enjoying what you're seeing up on the stage here.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
There's a moment where, as you're doing this, your magic actually seems to amplify. Not only are you shouting, but from over your shoulder, there seems to be an additional announcer's voice that chimes in at this point. And it simply goes, yeah, listen here, all you people, of course, come on to the action. You think that this was manufactured for you? No, this is raw 100% talent, gotten from the streets. This is the gold. And come on, gold, copper, silver, doesn't matter, lifeblood, bring it on, put it in the bag, we believe. And you get a lot of attention. Your bag begins to get heavy. Various objects tumbled in. Jewels. Gold. Silver. A single platinum piece even topped in.
Ooh.
You see one person...
Thank you, milady. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed this show. This Savara, he is just warming up right now.
And then as you're getting through the crowd, you come face to face with the one in the cloak with the lantern. And he looks down at you and he just goes, "Is this always what you do for yourself? Cheap parlor tricks." Interesting.
Sir, it wouldn't be considered so cheap if you contribute just a little bit. I'm still stuck in my screaming and my shouting.
He looks you mostly down and then up. Because, your stature.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Expensive parlor tricks, then." And you see as he opens the lantern and just extinguishes the candle, takes the candle, shuts the lantern, and drops the candle in the bag. And he says, "You can't even begin to fathom the value of what I've actually just given you." And then he backs up into the crowd and seems to vanish.
Punch him!
Yes, sir.
Punch him!
Thank you, sir, for the illuminating gift. Thank you.
Oh.
Come back and see us again.
And I believe it was Akis's turn? No,
He had kicked me. I believe.
Akis just kicked you, yes. So it's your turn to follow up.
And I take a moment and I just really just feel my heartbeat and my blood rushing and feel the heat rising in my entire body, and I'm going to cast Divine Favor with a almost like a squat. Almost, I go down and like a bunch of steam releases from my armor and my body, and I go up to punch him again. And I'm going to use my heroic inspiration that I got last session for advantage. 22
Okay.
is probably going to hit.
That hits.
Excellent. So that is that is 6 damage, as well as the D4 from Divine Favor. That's a 4, so 10.
10.
Second attack. Oh, it's almost a crit. 22, so that is an additional 6 plus 10. So 20 damage total. With 2 punches, just steam billowing from my armor, heat rising from my entire body now.
And so as you're punching in, steam rising for the entire armor, I imagine your countenance, like your actual face, is dropping. And there's a moment where Akis is looking at you, and it's almost like your flesh begins to melt away from your skin. And just along your jawline, there's this sickening grin of extra teeth that seem to escalate up into your skull. And your eyes themselves bead over. And then he looks at you, quaking with fear, and he just goes, Orb? And then as you strike him in the chest one more time, you watch as his ribs begin to crack beneath your blow, and he goes with blood upwards into the air, about 10 feet, revealing a very, very nicely shining belt that's wrapped right around his waist. And as he falls backward, it seems like the buckle breaks, and the belt flies forward into the arena, and he spirals off and hits the ground unconscious.
In just a moment, like 5 seconds of just like deep panting. And then I turn back to the crowd in my group and just go, ah!
And the crowd erupts. Just like cheers, and the 2 bedfellows of Akis quickly run up. They try to like scramble. They look over to the belt, and they look over to you, and
I go, wait!
and they go, no!
Wait. Which way to the lower ring?
And they go, we don't care, man. Just fucking find your own way there. Just walk in a direction. You'll eventually get there. And like, because ultimately that's true. You can just walk any direction, and eventually you will hit the lower ring. And
It's a ring.
Yeah.
and so they pick up Akis on their shoulders, and they flee. But
Wait. Where's our money? Those were the 2 guys. They took our money.
Well, I guess this
Actually,
will be
that is a good point.
consolation.
Who was?
I'll pick up the belt at least, but
the belt has a very odd shape to it. It's got a very extremely wide waistband carved with what looks like a snarling mouth. 2 hands seem to be gripped on either side that look almost like they're pulling the face backwards into a snarl, and it cinches around the waist towards the back. You don't know exactly what it is, though.
Towards the end of my minute, I'm assuming this all took in a minute. I'm
Yes.
going to point at those guys that are running away, and I'm gonna be like, just shout out to the crowd, and I'll be like, "Thank you guys for coming and watching this amazing show. Our Savara is our champion of tonight." But those guys, they are running away. They made bets and they did not pay up. I want you guys to remember their faces and remember them tomorrow. That they did not pay what they betted on. And then I'll take a bow.
I mean, just for my own mirth and my own enjoyment, let's get another Wild Magic Surge from Stella.
as your microphone fades. And Divine Favor lasts a minute, so as Stella's voice quiets down a little bit, so does Zavara's countenance.
A 98.
Woo!
That's really good, isn't it?
Hard to say with wild magic.
Yeah.
It's very close. So, according to the chart, you are surrounded by faint ethereal music for the next minute. So, just
That's my happy song from
Credits
like
roll. Yeah.
from having collected so much in my bag.
I mean, unless Tofu has a song in mind.
Not right away.
You just hear Zavara as you're getting down.
I have the time. Yeah.
As the
Excellent.
theme plays of the appropriate fighting champion. But yeah, you've got a sort of literally oddly shaped belt that seems to be.
Or tie it on as a champion belt and start. I guess wait for our group to go as the crowd dissipates. Well, that was more than I was thinking it would be, but we know how to get back now.
Well done.
Well, thank you. I need
That was impressive.
just like nursing the various hits.
You guys, we gotta get back to the guild now. I got something in my bag.
Oh, okay.
Money?
Okay.
Not just money. Let's go.
Now that. Oh, all right. I was going to
All right.
ask what happened.
Oh, you. Which one of the lower description? As I'm pointing to a random guy in the crowd.
You there, boy. Shilling for directions.
You look over at this randomly sort of like half stooped Furbolg, and he kind of looks at you and goes, me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, well, just, go to the main road and head south if you're not too far.
Cool.
You mean I got to do this fight for nothing?
You four, aren't from Citadel, are you?
No.
I am.
And she didn't tell you what... I feel like she set you up. Are you sure she's your friend?
I'm from Citadel. I'm not from the Middle Ring.
Yeah, but they're come on, you're from Citadel, you didn't tell them about the four main roads that, lead through all of the... come on, it's, set It's four...
All right, you'll be the next person I fight if you keep sassing us. All right,
Between
let's
you and
go.
me, it was more funny this way.
He literally... He meeps... Beep! And, starts to, lumber away as fast as he can.
Do you think I killed that guy? I hope I killed that guy.
He's gonna be fine. There's healers and stuff.
Damn it.
I think they ran off before he died.
Ugh. All right, I thought I should
They'll
chase
get him
but-
to a healer.
I mean, we left the alley. I said I'd kill him in the alley, and they left the alley. Ugh.
Technically,
Well-
the alley left us, not the other way around.
Oh.
Good thing he already peed before you started fighting him, huh? Because he probably would have just peed his pants then.
Yes.
Little
Stella,
bit
you're
annoyed
right. Go ahead.
A little bit annoyed at not getting paid, but
I think we made out pretty well.
I jingled my bag.
let's
Oh.
go home. Yeah, I start walking in what I presume I know is the right
That's
direction.
Yes.
As you were, Prince Sorrow.
Yeah,
Are you royalty? Is that how that works?
I don't think that's how that works.
No? Are you sure?
Look, honestly, if he doesn't even acknowledge me as a relative, I don't think it works that way.
Wasn't there stories about some street urchin ended up, his mom plowed the king or something at some point? I mean, your dad was bagging the maid.
Maybe you got cool wings.
That he was.
Have you tried to flex in just the right way and boosh?
I mean, I've never noticed wings. You'd think I would notice that if I had wings, but no.
Maybe it's one of those things like baby birds, where just gonna push you off a high cliff or something.
Hmm.
I would rather not try that if it's much the same to you.
Something to keep in mind. Oh, so if you are falling from a great height, maybe you'd be like, I believe in whoosh.
I suppose so.
I think
I'll
I
keep
can.
that
I
in
think I
mind for
can.
next
think I
time
can.
that I happen to be falling from a great height.
Oh, perfect.
Well, let's go.
All right.
I'm curious
Yes,
as to what
off we
Stella's
go.
got. We go back to the guild?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
Or
back
we
to-
try to?
Yeah, you guys
Go.
go. As-
Yeah, we're trying.
No, you gather. Sorry, I was too busy like listening to all of you, but also like yes, you absolutely make your way back to the Silverneck Guild, and on top of that, I was writing some definitely not copyright names backward in chat, so. Because Lewis was like, yeah, wasn't there some street urchin who did whatever? And I was like, yeah, there absolutely was, who did whatever. So, non-canonically, I posted things in chat. For humorous reasons.
Nice.
But you make your way back, and although it is now nearly midnight, Dave is still there with his back to the doors, head tilted in whichever direction that the wind feels best from. And as he hears your footsteps approaching, he goes, "Is that you guys?"
Hey, Dave.
Okay.
Hey, Dave.
Oh. Stella, were you weirdly loud for a little while? You don't seem to have forgotten how to do that.
Weirdly, no, not weirdly loud, just Stella loud.
It's
Oh.
pretty loud.
You were pretty loud for a minute there. Dave, you must have exceptional hearing. That was all the way in the middle ring.
Was it?
Mhm.
I thought you were right here in the market circle. Anyways, you got a lovely voice. It's hard to mistake.
Dave, we should sit and share stories sometime.
I'd love to share in your general direction. That would be great.
How's your evening going?
It's evening?
It's
Can't
dark,
you
yeah.
feel the evening breeze?
It's a little
Like,
cooler, yes.
That's what you were.
You can feel the sun on your skin, right? Like not now, but like from before.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna make a small moment. Sorry, did you just ask me whether it was dark and I knew that?
No, I just said it's dark. That was not asking you. It was telling you. I know.
He likes to
I know,
remind
Dave. I
us.
know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's normally a bit warmer, but kind of Citadel is just sort of like always sort of the same temperature. I kind of figured it's because, Dominia, she just sort of keeps it nice in the city. Outside kind of does that whole, like, changing of the seasons and the things, but Citadel's always kind of a nice, calm, balmy sort of temperature. It rains sometimes. I don't think that's really her purview, although she is the goddess of everything or what have you. But just like, I mean, rain's nice.
Oh, that's nice. I'm still new to the area, so that's information for me to tuck away. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome, Stella. As he's like staring at the wall. You're
No
welcome.
wonder everyone's so softish. If it's just the same livable temperature, I don't know. East, it's so hot. Going to survive.
Oh, you just spend time in the mountains where I'm from. I don't know what they'd call it, but it freezes.
Oh, see the opposites, yes. Are you from the north, Dave?
Of course. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say of course. I guess the guys kind of come from all around, but just sort of spring up every now and again. Or at least that's what my dad told me. He said I just sprung out of the ground. I asked him about my mom one day, and well, I think he looked up at the sky. I wasn't quite sure, but I heard a shifting, what sounded like a mountain moving. And so I figured that was his beard scraping across his chest. Because he sounded like a big guy, my dad. And just, he looked up and he goes, yeah, I mean, but we're not going to talk about your mom. Your mom, you popped out of the ground one day. And I was like, I guess that's what Goliaths do. We just pop out of the ground wherever we're needed to travel around.
Mountain-born you are. Dave Mountain-born.
No such thing as needing a mom if you don't just pop out of the ground.
It's true.
I'd
All
never
right.
heard
Wait,
that
it's
before.
literally Mother Earth.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that saying comes from. Thanks.
Wait, which thing?
Mother Earth.
I've never
The
heard.
saying of
Mommy
Mother
is
Earth.
Mother Earth.
I've never heard this.
Wait, so if you have a father and your mother is Mother Earth, how does that work?
I never asked that question.
That's the kind of biology lesson we should think about at another time.
I'm not sure if that's biology or ecology or
Oh.
geology,
Archaeology.
biogeology.
Goliaths are just giant overgrown mushrooms, confirmed. Oh, fuck, I don't want to make that canon.
Dave doesn't have to be
Right, it's just Dave.
It's just
Dave
Dave.
says
It's just Dave.
Dave
It's just
says a
Dave.
lot of weird stuff.
Dave does say a lot of weird stuff.
All right, well, we're gonna go inside.
All right then.
You keep doing a good job, Dave.
You know me. As he's still talking to the wall.
In we go.
So, Stella, what did you have that you wanted to show us?
So I'm gonna like hop into my bag and dig around. And then first I'm gonna grab like a couple of cold pieces and I'm gonna toss them over to Zavara. And be like, you deserve death.
Oh, thank you.
And then I
that would have been better.
dig around some more and I pull out, well, no, I don't pull out. So I carefully grab the handle with a spare scarf because I am not touching it directly. It is touched by some unknown suspicious fella. And gonna grab that candle and I'm gonna put it on the table and be like, this candle was in a lantern being held by some guy.
Wait, one of the lantern men showed up?
Oh.
I think so. And then
What?
as I was like collecting all the monies, which we'll give to Thelen if you guys agree. And then when I was trying to convince him to give me money, he puffed out this candle and then threw it in the bag and I
Did he say anything?
he called my magic parlor tricks. So
Kind of
Well, that's
rude.
just rude.
we're
Yeah.
marinating on that because they're not parlor tricks, they're everybody tricks. But you know, whatever. Like
Yeah.
We're gonna go
not
find
just
them
for
or go
the
beat them up.
parlor. Well,
Well,
But,
hopefully at some point we will get a chance to beat
Oh.
up some
'cause
lantern
it
people.
was getting kind of dark and it was just the lantern. Master of Chaos, did I see what he looked like?
The robed guy?
Yeah.
So he
Like-
actually he had his hood pulled back, so you did see his face. And
Okay.
so picture a very young, pale-skinned, probably half-elf with the features, very pointed, nearly aquiline nose, streamlined jawline, probably somebody who hasn't eaten much, no facial hair to speak of, indigo hair, like deep, dark, like bluish purple, combed neatly, framing just below his jaw, but like falling around here-ish. So above shoulder, below jaw, and these like deep set, almost navy blue eyes that seemed to look at you with a weight of importance that belied the age he looked. Like he was looking at you with the soul of someone whose body he shouldn't inhabit.
I relay how he looks to everybody. I don't know if anybody can draw him, but that's.
Unfortunately,
I mean,
not.
I
If
could
only
do
we
the
could
best
do a
I could
minor-
do is like wax crayons.
I don't suppose you can create minor images, can you?
Oh, yes. So I'll use minor illusion
Minor illusion,
onto
that's
the
the word.
table to relay what he looks like.
You just came up and watched the fight.
Okay, so
You didn't take anybody?
I didn't see him take anybody. He kind of disappeared back into the crowd after he dropped off his candle.
I wonder if there's anything special about the candle. And I get down to sort of table level and sort of start looking at it close to my face without touching it.
It's a
He
candle. I'm
did
sure
say
it's not
something like,
important.
I have no idea how, like, the importance of what he just gave me.
Oh,
The importance or
interesting.
the
At least I think it's a
value.
trap or something. Why give something if it's so important?
Maybe it's to, mark targets or targets to avoid.
I see. Like, either they're going to destroy this place because the candle's here, or they're going to avoid it. Oh, that's very extreme differences.
so Stella,
Can I have a good look at this candle? Sorry.
just as a small point of order, did you sort of upend your bag? Did I catch that correctly to sort of pour the contents out?
No. I dug in my bag and then I pulled it out with like one of my spare scarves.
Oh, for the candle. Okay, because
Yeah.
there's a lot more that's in your bag from your collection.
Well, okay. And I upend my bag onto the table.
Okay, and as you do, several gems and quite a few bit of pieces of currency spill out, along with three very interesting things. One which seems to be a vial of some sort of liquid. One which seems to be a weirdly elongated but also sort of curved blade, elongated dagger with a like extremely curved on a hilt that seems to be glittering almost with the moonlight as it falls out onto the ground, as well as what seems to be a very odd shaped claw.
I should get into more fights in the middle ring more often.
So like an animal's claw kind of thing?
Some kind of bird talon.
Yeah.
Anyone seen our good friend there who stole a piece of jaw? Was he in the crowd? Did we miss him?
I did not see Cornelius. No.
Okay.
I was fighting though. Maybe you saw him.
I
I was
I didn't see him.
focused.
I was focused on you.
I heard you were like punch him in the dick, and I tried.
Yeah.
He was hard to hit. He was very slippery.
I was focused on the shiny bunnies.
Yeah.
I pick up the vial of liquid and start just like doing this with it. Just try and figure out what it is.
There's Violet with that goo when you need her.
Do you have any?
Yeah.
Do you have any identify ability?
Nope. None whatsoever.
Okay, so if you want to pick it up, you could definitely try to figure it out. But effectively, as you pull it up, it seems to have a weird, bubbly, glowing purple liquid inside of it. As you sort of, I imagine you uncork it because you're trying to figure out what it is. It smells very sugary, almost like overwhelmingly sucrose, but also hints of plum. You kind of dab your finger in a little bit, test it on your tongue, just to make sure it's not poisonous. It's got a bit of a muddy taste, but not unpleasant, just very thick and earthy.
Oh. Does it seem like a potion? Like a
Oh, absolutely. Why don't you roll an Arcana check for me while you try and figure this out?
Yes, please. If this has anything to do with fae, fiends, or undead, I have advantage on that. Does that apply in this situation at all?
It does not apply in this situation, unfortunately, no.
Okay. Yeah. 6.
So with a 6, you're racking your brain, but you feel like you might need to spend a little bit more time with this just to figure it out. Maybe by the morning.
I'm gonna scoot the dagger and the claw over to Frost and Zavara while I recollect the rest of the money and gems back into the bag.
I pick up the sickle.
It is a sickle.
Oh.
You described a sickle.
I did describe a sickle. Why don't you make an Arcana check with advantage? Because, as we know from your backstory, this is something that's you and weapons or tools, depending on how you view this, are innately linked.
We can right click. 9.
A 9. It's a really well made sickle. Again, you might just spend a little bit more time around with it, but it seems oddly flexible. It bends in a way you wouldn't think metal actually would, while maintaining a sharpness, again, you didn't think was necessarily possible.
If it bends that much, yeah, you can't hold that on edge.
But that's the thing, is it bends in a way, like, as you go to, like, use it in a way not to cut, it almost seems to fold like paper. But then as soon as you stop attempting to fold it and try to shake it in its shape, it is rigid again and impossibly sharp.
Seriously, what is up with this town? Love it, but how do you... This was
You go into a street fight and people just give you bendy metal? That's barely a weapon. I wouldn't trust anything that bends like that.
Bendy weapons, strange potions.
Oh yeah, look at this thing. Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that claw is.
Whatever this claw is. Hold up what I presume is like an eagle claw.
It's a
like
claw.
chicken's foot.
Or is it like a bear?
It isn't.
A bear claw.
Where it is. Oh yeah, just a donut.
Yeah.
It is an elongated claw that seems to have somehow been coated with a coat of molten silver.
Oh.
It even seems to have a particular rune carved into the silver. A rune in a language that I'm not convinced any of you speak. But do any of you speak Dwarvish?
Hell yeah!
Oh, the blacksmith.
Nice.
speaks Dwarvish.
Blacksmith knows Dwarvish!
Hell yeah.
So as you are looking over at the item, you see that it actually has the word dragon carved into it.
Ooh. Dragon claw.
Now this is highly bizarre because, as you may know from the lore of the world, which your characters would know, the dragons are all dead. Or so you've been told for eons upon eons. And yet here you have what looks like what now you imagine might be a dragon's claw encased in silver with the word dragon written on it.
I don't know what to tell you guys. It looks like a dragon claw.
Oh.
You know, from
How
the
big is
storybooks.
How big is this thing? Like, and how big did the story say dragons are at full size?
So this one is small enough that it's maybe like half a foot in length, but it fits in like the palm of your hand. Definitely smaller on side, not a fully grown dragon's claw, perhaps, but enough of one that it's been... It's got a size to it.
And it's just a singular claw, right? It's not like the whole paw with the...
Yeah, it's not like the mitt. It's like a... Oh, picture like a fingernail, like a silver fingernail. Yeah.
I got a cat, yeah.
Yeah.
A silver dragon's claw, a candle of unknown import, a bendy dagger, a bendy curved dagger, and
A bendy curved sickle.
no, I didn't say sickle. I have no idea. I don't know weapons. I just hit things.
Lewis said sickle.
Did he say it in character? I didn't hear him.
I think
Sickle,
so.
a bendy sickle.
Yeah, I pick up the sickle is what I said. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, pick up the sickle. I see. Okay, so silver claw, a sickle, and a candle. An odd collection of items to put into a bag next to an alleyway street fight.
See, 1 second ago you were like, oh, it's the city, you can find anything, and now you think it's odd.
No, I said I should fight more if we're going to get these weird items. I didn't say it like, oh yes, it's the city and
Oh.
this is normal. I was like, we should do it more because we're going to get more weird stuff.
The other strange thing about this is the fact that this is the second time in days that dragons have come up. For a place that has extinct dragons, this is very strange.
Wait, what was the first?
Well, the
Violet.
amethyst dragon.
Yeah, Violet brought it up. The
Hmm.
Amethyst Dragon
Hmm.
Guild. This is curious. Maybe we do need to talk more about finding Violet. Maybe she knows more.
Maybe she has more of the cream. We
She
should
does
probably
have more
buy it
cream.
off her.
It's true.
Yes,
It's
we
true.
need to buy it off of her.
Or at least find out where she gets it.
And she can identify things, right? So
I-
in theory we could.
Well, it's with the
But-
cream she identifies stuff.
Pause.
Oh, I
Frost.
see.
DM's inspiration, because you like you remembered the cream, and I love that. So we're gonna just go ahead and take that inspiration point. You got advantage, my friend, on whatever roll you'd like to. Just let me know you're using that advantage point ahead of time. So good. I love. God, I love callbacks. Okay. Sorry. As we continue, a sigil. Wait, did I say sigil?
No, you said sickle.
No, you said sickle. I was just being an idiot.
If anyone said it, I did. With this ridiculous accent.
You went a little French Canadian there.
There's no Canada like French Canada.
That's true. And I had to break it to you, my friend, but I apologize. My accent of French Canada is much stronger than yours.
It is true. But mine's mostly Russian.
That's true.
Okay, well, I've been punched to shit. We have these weird items, and it's like, what, midnight?
You
Should we
actually,
turn in?
you hear a yawn coming from the stairs above you, and a few steps down, and you see Thelen in PJs, just like a sort of a loosely thrown together, not like silk, but like a finely woven cotton sort of night-shirt in a sort of navy blue pants to match, and these fuzzy little slippers that actually have little unicorn horns on them.
Oh.
And Thelen looks down and he goes, "Guys,
Oh,
like I fell asleep at my desk, but like did something happen? Do you got?"
wait, you fell asleep at your desk in your unicorn footsies?
It was a lot of hard work. Like,
Why are you questioning that? I always fall asleep in my unicorn footsies.
Oh, no, I don't doubt
You-
that still.
You go to work in them?
well, I mean, did something happen? Like, why? Is there a reason all of you were up in the middle of the night? Do I need to put my armor on? Are we in danger?
I don't think we're in danger, no, but we have just had the strangest day.
Well, sort of. You're in danger of having to do math. And I like shake my bag of.
Danger of having to do math. That's the good kind of danger, Stella. I'm okay with that. But seriously, and he kind of like looks down. And he goes, I think Zvaya might be asleep downstairs, but if anybody wants to take a bunk downstairs, you can, instead of having to go find accommodation. Considering you woke me up, I'm gonna just go keep working until I pass out. But good night.
Sorry, Thelen.
Shall we fill you in? We had some interesting activities. Maybe you want to hear?
Is the guild gonna burn down before tomorrow
Oh,
morning?
no. We can wait in the morning.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Probably, yes. That's
Well-
a good way to say.
I still give him the bag of monies and gems.
Oh.
Like, you should take this with you, though, at least. So it's not just lying around.
That was a lot heavier than I thought it would be, Stella.
Stella's jacked. What do you want?
Stella's jacked confirmed.
I mean,
Okay.
I have to do tumbles and cartwheels and stuff, so.
It's true, it's true.
And then he sort of goes, "Oh, okay. I'll bring this upstairs for now and put it in the vault later." Holy shit. Okay. All right. And he goes upstairs to go count, along with probably fall back asleep.
All right. Well, maybe call it a night.
We could.
I think so. I'm gonna go check with my mother.
All
I'll
right.
go downstairs and just
I may find the
check on
bunk
her.
downstairs. Yeah.
Isn't it upstairs?
No, so Dylan's office is upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
The bunks, his bedroom, and like, because there's sort of like a dormitory wing
Mm-hmm.
where there's a good chunk of like beds sort of like in a row, little like
Open
For-
concept of privacy.
yeah, exactly. For those who played Skyrim, think the hall in
Whiterun, yeah.
Whiterun,
The Hunters Guild or
Yeah,
whatever they're called. I
yeah,
can't
whatever
remember.
they're-
Oh no, Aldia the Huntress. I remember her.
yes, and that whole thing. But like they have all this sort of beds sort of like open in like a bunkhouse, and so it's that like little chest next to it, bed sort of thing. Very very typical, but there's probably about 20 beds in that room. Then one locked door with Thelin's actual personal lodgings and the vault all below.
Okay.
The companions. I found it.
Yes, the companions hall, right in Whiterun. Thank you. It has been a while since I've played that game.
Yeah, same. I had to Google it. Okay.
Okay, so quick notes. Zavara's finding a bunk downstairs. Lewis, is there anything? Okay, Zavara, is there anything you'd like to do before bed?
Let's see. It's late. Everyone's sleeping. Other than attuned to the belt, it seemed like this monk I beat the shit out of had some connection to my lord. So maybe this belt has some relevance.
Okay, perfect. Lewis, anything you'd like to do before bed?
Probably a cup or two of ale, and maybe just take out the blacksmith tools and just examine each one and stuff. Yeah.
Perfect. Good. I mean, no issue there. As you know, the bar at the Silverneck is freely open. It's paid for, so you can help yourself to whatever is currently there. You just sort of pour yourself a few drafts from the engineering draft lines that are there. Stella, is there anything you'd like to do before you find wherever you'd like to rest, or if you are staying at the guild?
Gonna dig around and make myself a cup of hot cocoa because the man who sleeps with a unicorn fuzzy slippers is bound to have hot cocoa somewhere. and
marshmallows.
and
Amazing.
marshmallows
It's
and
like
sprinkles.
like
The big
full
ones too.
full send. It's literally right on the bar top. So there's
Yeah.
there's like draft lines. There's a few liquor bottles and wine bottles floating around. But sitting square center is just like this like little machine that has been engineered, and there's a little sort of a squiggly faced cup with these two. It's like a greenish cup with two purple eyes and a squiggly face that opens up just ever so slightly with like a little dangly tongue mug.
Yep. Gonna make myself a hot cocoa in one of those dingly tongue mugs. Never thought I'd ever say that in my lifetime.
Brand new
And
sentence.
and then go and relax on the love seat while I dream up of possible future brightly colored costumes for Zavara. If we can like get him to join the circus as like, you know, strongman, and until I fall asleep.
Beauty. Sorrow.
I go to check on my mother.
Okay. As you head below in the little elevator and get below to the bunks, you hear what seems to be a soft murmur of what you imagine is a voice talking in its sleep.
Her voice?
Her voice.
What's she saying?
She's having a pleasant dream where she seems to be laughing almost, talking about this book or that book, the titles of which don't seem to leave. She just giggles about how the pages have bronzed over the years, and it's easy to see the value in something that's been treasured for so long, but how often people overlook the value in things that are right in front of them, regardless of the markings. And then there's this soft exhalation, and you just hear clearer than the rest of the speech, and she just hears, "Oh, Vandris, you'd love our daughter."
I, I sit down very gently on the bed next to her and brush some hair out of her face and just give her a very gentle kiss on the forehead. Or finding my own bunk.
She smiles and rolls over, and you see, actually, as the sleeve rolls up ever so slightly, that there is what seems to be tattoo ink on her wrist. But it's just almost a stick poke tattoo. And it's 2 little quick dots for eyes and an unhappy smile underneath it. And with no instinct needed, you understand that was the smallest mark that she could put together for the name her daughter chose for herself, for Sora.
I think when I go to lie down myself, I just like silently tears roll down my face for a little bit before I eventually go to sleep.
And the 2 of them go to sleep. And that is not only where everybody's going to get a long rest, but we're also going to take a break for the stream. Because we're going to pick up. It's going to be a brand new day. There's going to be more drama that happens. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen today. So, let's take a quick break. I'm going to go to a Be Right Back screen. Thanks for hanging out with us for so long. Stay tuned, because there's more stuff to happen. More items to be discovered. Very exciting. Because I'll explain it later. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back. I keep clicking things as fast as I can. I'm never quite fast enough, but hey, thanks for tuning in and staying tuned and being here. We appreciate it. You missed a fight. You missed a brawl, in fact. In the previous section, we had Zavara duking it out with Akis, this incredibly drunk but somehow very skilled monk archetype character, while Stella put on a beautiful wild magic show. Sorrow had an intimate moment with her sleeping mother. Not that kind of intimate, you freaks at home. A pleasantly, like, mom and daughter moment.
There are other forms of intimacy.
Yeah, I had to chastise the miscreants that like to follow us, okay?
Familial love.
Yes. And, well, Lewis had a lot of great moments just being Lewis. I was like, thinking about it, I'm like, what was the great...
Out yelling in the crowd?
Yeah.
Lewis was extra white bread as he introduced himself. It was very on brand. He did, however, get DM's inspiration because he referenced... Oh my god.
Violet's
cream,
Violet's ooze.
Yes!
Of identify.
Because he referenced an item that an NPC used a few sessions back, and that was cool that he just has paid that much attention, so I rewarded it. Because I pay attention to you chuckle fucks, okay? And I appreciate when you pay attention to me back. Now, the players got some cool loot. I want to dive into that as they wake up in the morning. Sora, you wake up, and your tongue feels a little bit on the numb side. Because you tested a little bit this potion, and you're kind of... You know when your muscles feel a little bit sluggish when you wake up? Like, you hit the booze a little bit too hard, and just your head feels a little foggy. But what's really, really weird is you're left with this suffused feeling through your body. Like, everything that you would have done would have been incredibly powerful. Because what you have is a potion of maximum power.
Ooh.
And the first time you cast a damage-dealing spell of 4th level or lower within 1 minute of drinking that potion, instead of rolling dice to determine the damage dealt, you instead use the highest number possible.
Wow.
Hey. I gotta find a spellcaster to give this to.
But that is yours for now.
Whoop.
I'm guessing y'all are making notes, or do you want me to put it in chat for you? 'Cause-
It'll
Oh,
be
there.
I can do both.
it'll be in
Both
the
would be
Discord
great,
later,
yeah.
right?
Okay. Yes. So okay. I'll
That's fine too.
I will do both. Okay. So I'll put it in private first.
Just imagine Palpatine, unlimited power.
And then the next, I'm going to go in terms of like where I think they sort of belong in the order. So the next is the silver. Well, it's called the Claw of the Worm Rune.
Ooh.
So this dragon's claw has been covered with a coat of molten silver, upon which has been inscribed the Worm Dragon Rune. The claw has the following properties. It has the Worm Slayer property, which is very, very interesting in this world. Because as an action, you can point the claw at a dragon within 30 feet of you. The dragon must then succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or gain vulnerability to all damage types until the end of your next turn.
Wow.
This property can be used 3 times. The claw regains all expended uses at the next dawn. Also has Worm Shield. While the claw is displayed on your person, you have resistance to the damage caused by any Dragon's Breath weapon. The third
Damn.
is Worm Ward. You can transfer the claw's magic to a place by tracing the worm rune on the ground with your finger. The point where you trace it becomes the center of a spherical area of magic that has a 100-foot radius and that is fixed to the place. The transfer takes 8 hours of work that requires the claw to be within 5 feet of you. At the end, the claw is destroyed, and the area gains the following property. While within 100-foot radius sphere, any dragon has disadvantage on saving throws and can have a flying speed no higher than 10 feet.
That's pretty awesome.
I will post that in chat.
Big dragons do not like this thing. Or like they can't move 10 feet, or they can't go up 10 feet.
They can't fly more than 10 feet per turn.
They just flutter.
Oh,
Do a little bird
it's
hop.
it's worse than jump.
It's worse than jump.
It's worse than jumping.
Mm-hmm.
Their wings don't work.
And then the curved item, Lewis, that you have. That is a particularly rare moonsicle.
Ooh.
It is actually a moonsicle +2.
Oh, shit,
And
it's really good.
that silver-bladed sickle glimmers softly with moonlight. While holding this magic weapon, if you are a druid or a ranger, you gain a bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it, and you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and the saving throw DCs of your druid and ranger spells. The bonus is determined by the weapon's rarity, which in this case is +2. In addition, you can use the sickle as a spellcasting focus for your druid and ranger spells. When you cast a spell that restores hit points, you can also roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the amount of hit points restored, provided you're holding the sickle.
Gotta get that Tuuga.
Ooh.
Or someone's got to branch out a little bit. Also, yes, that was a druid pun. You have to branch out. Yeah, okay.
Really going back to your roots.
Hey!
All right, I'll leave. Ah!
No. That was wonderful. And then finally, the last magic item that was discovered. Zavara, I described the belt in a particularly horrifying fashion. Now, you spent time attuning to it, did you not?
Yep.
When you wake up, are you wearing the belt?
No, I probably would have dressed down a little bit. Just go to bed, pajamas, champion belt. Actually,
Right
yes,
there on
that's
the
funny.
night table.
No, absolutely. That's my prize.
Yeah, you wore it for the first night. You're like, yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but we're okay with it.
Just while I'm healing from my bruises, just wore the champion belt to remind myself that I am the champion.
You feel a heat pumping up from your core.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And as you wake up, it would be unbearable except for the fact that you are resistant to fire damage. While wearing this belt, your strength score changes to a score granted by the belt. If your strength score happens to already be equal to it, then, you can ignore that part. But this one infuses your nearly flame resistant blood with a heat that threatens to overwhelm even its resistance, because this is a belt of fire giant strength.
Whoa, incredible. No wonder he was beating the crap out of me.
That's why he was kicking your ass,
Yeah.
because this belt grants a strength score of 25
Woo!
Holy shit.
as long as you are attuned. It's also why those flunkies believed in Akis's skill. They had
No,
no
because he was
idea.
actually any good at it.
Well, he had the skill. He didn't have necessarily the strength to back it up, except for this belt. So you are now the proud owner of a belt of fire giant strength.
Wow. Just kind of wander out of the barracks feeling a little feverish and just like casually denting things as I grab on to kind of steady myself.
Your
Whoa,
your hands
are
are
you alright?
your hands are like buckling into the stone itself, like just
Right, yeah, just
like
a little warm.
leaving
Which is
handprints.
unusual. But I feel good, like strong. Could be the belt.
I'll say.
I think it's the belt, honestly.
Ale?
Ale would be good.
Nothing like a good morning ale.
Get those calories.
Yeah. So yeah, this thing's useless for me. Oh well.
What thing?
The sickle. Oh, by the way, I think it's a moon sickle.
A moonsicle. What is that?
Like an icicle, but for the moon.
Oh, like cheese?
Sorrow, you're in a
cheese.
good mood.
I feel good. Oh, Sorrow. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Sorrow also seems. Yeah, you seem happy.
I mean, my tongue feels a bit weird, but
Oh.
the rest of me is good. Yes, it was that kind of night.
Oh.
Okay.
Felon is nowhere to be
Speaking
seen.
of which, who should I give this potion to? I believe it'll be much better used for a spellcaster than me.
Isn't your friend a magic caster?
Actually, that's a good point.
Oh.
I'll give it to her.
Friend. This is the
Right.
and they were roommates.
I'm sure the tongue lasher
Fully
would
roommate.
appreciate
It's a different kind of love potion.
I'll save it for her. I tuck it into my belt.
Yeah. Either way. Yeah, that's for plant people. No, sorry. People who can actually manipulate plants.
What about friends with horses?
As in like animal husbandry? Like I don't.
Like a buddy buddy, like hey, Steve, how you doing? Kind of.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's
All
for
right.
them. And what's the
Okay.
last one? Dragon Claw.
Well, yes.
Mm.
The weird thing.
Which
Maybe we keep here. Feels. I don't know. There's no dragons left, right? It's a weird item to have.
Well, where
yeah.
did it even come from in the first place? If
Right,
it is
Stella, you
actually
didn't
a
see?
dragon claw. Oh no, I meant where did the claw come from in the
Oh, I
first
see. I
place?
see.
Like
I see. I'm just as curious as who dropped it off as well.
See, that is a very, very important question.
Stella, did you catch who dropped these things in?
No. Don't know.
Hey, fair enough.
Dylan's not a morning person.
Felin comes down
do
from
we
his
have a
office at
coffee
this
machine
point.
in here?
Only stouts that are coffee flavored.
Felin walks down and he goes, "Please, does somebody mention coffee?" And you just see like the most haggard looking you've ever seen him. He actually like one of his slippers is missing. He's just like walking down. His shirt's a couple unbuttoned. His face is starting to show a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow, except like it's the morning. And he just absolutely bedraggled as he takes the rest of the stairs. He goes, "No, seriously. Someone mentioned coffee."
You know
Yeah.
what? I might go get some. It seems like that kind of morning. We don't have coffee in-house, do we? Like we have to go out and get some?
I mean, I was thinking about buying one for the guild, but everybody who came in just kept being like, "Give me an ale, give me a spirit, give me a..." Nobody was like, "Hey, I just could use a coffee because I'm a healthily adjusted person."
Well, perhaps we can encourage people to be well-adjusted people by having coffee around instead of ale.
You make a good point, Sorrow. Hey Stella, this is
Stop.
yours. What?
What?
This is yours? And he like drops
No.
the bag.
It's yours now.
What do you mean that's mine? That you brought that to me? You asked me to count it.
Yeah. For the guild.
Do you?
We earned that last night. I gave it to you. It's for the guild. Which part of that do we not understand?
No, it's more.
I'm going to get some coffee before you all kill each other, and I'm slipping out the door to the nearest
to
place that
grab.
sells
He
coffee.
goes.
I love
He goes,
seat while it's open.
wait.
Price.
He's like, let the guild pay for it. And like, he
I'll
like,
give you a receipt, and I'd like leave.
Like medieval receipts.
The parchment scroll.
4
Yeah.
copper, yes.
that's
Signed by. Oh, we need a coffee, dude.
And as Felon's kind of like looking down at the bag and looks over to the rest and he goes, "Yeah, I do want kind of the coffee before we get into everything that happened last night, so that I know what you've been up to. But oh, Lewis, actually, I might have a job for you.
Sure.
You've already had a morning ale, right? So a few more wouldn't kind of make or break the bank."
Not at all.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure Connacht and Cornelius are out at another bar, and they've been drinking all night. But like that bar never really closes. If you wanted to like go, maybe have a few and just rein them in later.
Sure. Can I just finish this up, or do I need to go now?
No. You don't need to go now by any means. Just, I mean, maybe before noon's probably fine. Anyways, that's like 4 hours from now. Don't worry about it. Yeah, let's wait for Sorrow. And then fill me in, please.
At some point, I come back in with like whatever the medieval equivalent of like what those 4-cup coffee holders, one in each hand, to just put down so much coffee.
Well, so Citadel is like slightly established and not entirely medieval. Like, you know, like you're not dealing with like water closets and or bedpans into the street here. You know, you've got modern conveniences of like basic plumbing, and you could probably take a shower in an occasional building if you had to, and maybe it's not like Bath and Body Works, but like people are clean, right? And so this leads you to finding a particular coffee place. The coffee place in Citadel is called the Sunmoose Coffee.
The Sunmost coffee.
Yeah, like sun moose,
Like-
coffee.
Oh, Sun Moose. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's terrible. I love it.
And so you come back with, you know, however much from Sun Moose, and when you get there, which like arguably like in a city of Dominia, who is sort of the god over all, right? You'd think things would occasionally take reference from that, and I mean the sun is over all, so some asshole decided to make Sun Moose coffee, and so as you have gotten here, Thelin literally just rushes forward and in unceremonious, like you've never seen him be this disgraceful, but he simply scoops one up, barely says thank you before it's like on his mouth, and he's just like chugging it back.
Now we know what to bribe him with.
Wow.
And he goes, sorry, you just, you have no idea how much I needed that.
I slide another one over.
Thank you. And then he like sits himself down on one of the couches, not the love seat, but one of the couch chairs, and sort of like rearranges his pajamas a little bit and goes, looks down, looks back up, goes, this is the second time you guys have seen me in my pajamas, isn't it?
And he's back.
That was...
Pajamas are just clothes. There's no shame in it.
Yeah, but I'm like the guild leader. That's not... Oh, boy.
You're also a human being, Felon. We all have our human moments.
Oh, if you want to look at it the other way, you're still in the guild hall in your pajamas and now having an emotional moment.
That's true. So is somebody gonna fill me in? Like, do I get the Zavara's notes here?
Oh, I haven't made my murder board yet. I had quite a headache last night. I got punched a few times.
And at this point you hear, did somebody say murder board? And then you just see Zavaya come up from upstairs, and she is much better presented than Thelin. Like, dressed very prettily. She's got some clean clothes pressed, sort of a nice frilled low-collared blouse, a nice sort of apron tied around her waist, cinched very neatly and cleanly, beautiful slacks that seem to frame her in a modest way, and she just has her hair kind of done up in a little bit of a messy auburn bun, and like right around the horns, and she looks over and she goes, "Oh, hello, Zavara. It's good to see you again." As she like runs her finger along her horns in the typical tiefling grin, and she goes, "Zoro, it's good to see you too." And then looks around and goes, "Felon, you're a bit of a mess. Do you want me to handle things while you go downstairs? Would that be better for you to get? When do you go downstairs? I'll wait here with your guests, okay?" And he just looks at her and goes, honestly, Zabaya, that'd be a bit of a godsend. Do you want to finish this coffee? And she goes, no, it's okay. I don't need to drink coffee. I wake up with the morning sun and it lights me up every day. And
Can I insight check my mother, please? Because like yesterday she was not all there, and now she's like off with the fairies. Can I just like insight check her? I mean, she might be fine, but
oh, for sure.
uh, insight. Okay. Never mind. 6.
This in a possibly unhealthy way is every bit the mother that you remember.
Okay.
Well put together, positive, just with every beat of every moment. You would wake up, she would already be awake. Things would already be handled. Things around the Ivory Quill Guild would already be tidied and managed. She'd already have you set out for the day, your clothes pressed, waiting for you, meal cooked. And this is giving you a lot of... Would you like to roll to see... Not insight, but would you like to see like a cognitive dissonance roll? Because you're an adult.
Yeah. Okay.
This was not how she remained. She was getting worse before you branched out from the guild.
Okay.
So there'd be a bit of a cognitive dissonance, like, because you haven't seen your mom in a few years, arguably, but she wasn't perfectly healthy. She was starting to ail before you left, and you saw her yesterday. So I'll give you an additional roll. Why don't we call that a history check?
Okay. Makes sense. History check. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a little better. 16. There we go.
So this does seem a little suspicious to you, that your mother seems to be well right now. But it's also the morning. And you perhaps think, she's been given a place to stay, she's had a chance to pull herself together. Maybe this is worth checking in on later, but
yeah,
you're not also in a position to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Make a mental note of that.
As Felon disappears below and takes the elevator, and she's kind of looking at all of you, bright and cheery, and she goes, "Oh, that coffee smells lovely. I'm more of a cocoa fan. A few extra marshmallows, just cheer up the soul."
I gotcha. I'll pour her a cup.
"Stella, I didn't know that you knew how to make excellent cocoa." And then she drinks the cocoa, and freshly hot. She doesn't seem to flinch at all. Her pink skin remaining unflushed, her horn sticking out from her messy hair, and then you just hear her go, "Dave?" From outside the door, you just hear kind of a, "Yeah?" "Dave?" "Yeah?" Did I hear something dropped off just now, Dave?"
No way her ears beat his. No way.
"Yeah."
No way.
And he goes, "Yeah." And he sort of comes aside, and he's pulling in a package about moderately sized. It actually seems to be 2-3 feet long, 2-3 feet high. He's maneuvering this parcel inside. He goes, "No, I think they mentioned there was a blacksmith in here somewhere. I don't remember meeting any blacksmiths.
Oh, I'll take that. That's mine.
Oh, is that yours, Lewis?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh. I'm a fan of your kind. You do good. You do good shit. I didn't know that you were one of the blacksmiths. Like from here? Like, are you a guild member or are you from somewhere else?
I'm from out east, northeast, technically.
Oh.
Coastal townish, bit more inland.
Oh. Coastal steel. You know, I like the kind of stuff you put into the armor. I don't know, the extra salt makes it easy to clean in the steel. I'm a good fan. Now, I don't know. Does it have your name on it or something?
Can't tell you if I don't have it.
He like pushes it an extra half forward. He goes, I mean, it's right in front of you. You could just take it. It's not really mine at this point.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna see what the hell this crate is.
Duh. Is that cocoa?
Yep, pouring you a cup already, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hand him
Hello,
a nice
Dave.
steamy hot cup of cocoa with some extra marshmallows. Very carefully, I'm handing it to him.
Thanks.
It's really hot, Dave. Oh, well, now he knows it's really hot. You go blow on it first.
You know what we should do? We should do what Sunmoose Coffee puts on their cups, which is a caution hot liquid inside. We should probably do that for our
but Dave
cocoa
can't-
cups as well.
Dave can't see it though, so what will we do?
That's a good point. That is a good point. I retract my
We
statement.
probably could feel it first, but you know.
He's like aggressively blowing.
Okay, so what's this crate? What does it say?
So, you see, written in Dwarvish on the outside, for a smith's eyes only. And then there's chisel markings across the smith marking. And then in very haphazard, you see the... Not like somebody who knows the language very well, but like somebody who's... Imagine somebody who's learning katakana for the first time, right? The strokes are clumsy.
Yeah.
So in a similar way, the strokes of each particular letter, L, O, U, I, S, in Dwarvish, are almost massacred into the side of this crate.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a wooden crate.
Hmm. Would I'm gonna should this be ominous in that sense or should it not? Because right now I'm thinking it's not a good sign at all. Okay.
Would you like
So
to
to
roll
me-
some sort of check to try and decipher?
No, in the sense of like just context clues. Or if you want that to be the role.
So context clues. Why don't you roll a perception? Like unless you're because you said should this already be apparent to be like
In a sense, like the gut feeling when you see this right now is I don't know if I'm used to seeing this.
no, your gut feeling is that this is unnerving.
Okay.
So based off of that, would you like to make some sort of check? I'm
No.
asking you. You can pick a skill if you'd like.
No, I want to move this crate into like a corner and I want to prop it open.
Okay. As you move it into a corner and you attempt to prop it open, how do you do so?
I might have gotten the crowbar. Is a crowbar part of like an adventurous kit? I'm assuming we have one laying around.
Yeah, it's part of I believe, like a Dungeoneer's kit. There's probably one lying around in the guild. Like, if you needed the crowbar, it'd be easily accessible.
Yeah, I go get that one.
Okay, perfect. And then you take the crowbar and you pop the top off. And immediately as you do, vapor begins to eject from the top of the crate.
Oh crap! I try to back away.
You back away, no issue.
Should we be worried, Lewis?
Don't know yet.
I don't have my armor
I-
on, so I'll need to get
I've-
it.
I've grabbed my mother and I've got my hand over her mouth and nose. Like,
Yeah, I'm just swafting the powder away or whatever.
Eventually, after a few moments, the vapors seem to calm down.
Get closer and like keep opening it up.
As you eventually pry the lid off, you look down, and inside you see something you would not have expected to see.
Dragon's foot.
You see a petrified body of a woman set in a cradling position over an empty sphere. As if something would have been cradled behind her body that is missing. And the statuesque form of this is terribly lifelike. Including the face.
Mm-hmm. What does this person look like?
Not even 3 days ago, she was there with you at the forge while you were being served breakfast.
Ooh. I throw the crowbar very angrily to the side. I turn around and I'm stomping off into my room. I'm gonna go get my armor.
Lewis? Lewis, what's going on?
Someone's fucking with something.
Who is she?
Do you want to explain? You just leave a body here and leave to your room?
Technically, sorry, just small DM's interjection. For anybody who isn't Lewis, if you were looking in, you would see a statue. An incredibly lifelike statue, but a statue.
Got it. You leave a statue and leave to your room?
Is the sphere part of the statue, or is it like a different color?
It's missing.
The
She was like holding.
Oh, like she's
Yeah, so-
but
as
nothing was
though
there.
she's holding. Okay.
yeah. And imagine she was like turning to like guard something using her body like a shield, but like as that's like frozen in a statuesque form, right? That would look like there's almost like a sphere-ish shape underneath it as she's like trying to protect it, and that is absent. That
Mhm.
shape that she has like echoed with the form of her statuesque body.
Can we extrapolate to how big the thing that she was protecting would be if it was spherical?
I mean, you could certainly make a check to try and figure out. Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
I'd be coming out of with my armor and seeing you guys look around.
My question is more along the lines of, is petrification a common thing? Or is that something that people would know about?
Make a religion check for me.
Okay.
Is she the only thing? Is this statue the only thing in the crate, or is she like laying on like some hay or anything for protection?
There's some scattered hay around the bottom of the crate, but ultimately the statue is alone in the crate.
Um, so I was rolling to try and figure out anything about what she was protecting, like dimensions or whatever. I just rolled an at 20. If you want investigation, that's +6 on top of that.
So with the 26, as you're looking in the box, there is a particular way that the hands are clutched. They're not... The hands don't look like they are sitting on a rounded surface. The hands look like they were clutched and reaching for something. Almost like this. But she's bent circular in, as if almost pressed along something and reaching. And other than that, you would gather that maybe whatever she was pressed against might have been 3, if not 4-inch diameter in spherical or like oblong spherical shape.
3 to 4 inch
Feet.
right? I heard inch. Okay.
I might have said
Cylinder?
inch. I meant... Yeah,
Oh,
like...
yeah. Okay. So
Think... Not so much sphere as like...
A pellet, a big pellet.
His feet's kind of like,
elongated, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
so like, yay.
All right.
Okay.
Also, small like cliff note from earlier. I meant to mention to Zavara, and I didn't mention earlier, but I need to bring it up. In terms of herb and the lore associated with that god, giant kind and herb are generally associated. Like giants and orcish kind are very much in with the god of brutality.
Yeah.
So the belt being associated with your god is actually true.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Anyways, sorry. Back to the... He needed to know that. So yes, the shape is more that she seems to be shielding with her body is more like spherically oblong.
And I got a 17 for my religion check, just checking out this statue, and either someone has delivered us a masterwork statue in a crate for no reason, or something to do with petrification. So
with a 17, you know petrification is absolutely abnormal.
all right, so this is an unusual thing.
So is masonry of this skill.
Right.
You've only ever seen a few statues carved with such precision, and most of the time details still are artistically rendered. You don't see the creasing of hair in its half-braided mess. You don't see the lines of love carved into a face, or the worn teeth of somebody who's had less than a perfect diet. You don't see arms weathered and tanned, scorched by hard work in the sun, cast in stone by an artist. There is a reality to the statue in front of you that makes it apparently extra.
Definitely a little more than masterwork. Well, it could be reversible. That's a good thing. I'm like close up on the face, studying the eyes, studying the features.
Do you think this is a person?
Yes, I
This is actually a person.
I've seen a few.
It is a person,
Oh.
or was.
Do you know her?
When I came here, you share your anvil. As a blacksmith, you share your anvil. It's family. So other blacksmiths come in. You take care of each other. That's what we do. Your anvil is my anvil. They were the ones who took care of me when I came here. This is Jen.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
So, I'm a bit pissed.
Right.
Um, I don't necessarily want to run right now. I do.
I say do it. Lean into it.
I'll come with you. What do you need?
Yes.
That definitely you. Now that you're all armored up. Stella, still angry?
I'm good to go. I've had my cocoa and sugar.
Either way. Her name is Jen. Arthur's her husband. First stop is their place. First stop, that's where we're going to need to go.
Thelen kind of looks at you for a second and he goes, I know... Look. Can I undercut you just a little bit? Lewis, I know you have been nothing but faithful to the Silvernax since you've shown up, and I'd like to return the favor. This was delivered at my doorstep. Why don't you take a small bit of distance? Let me go to Arthur first. I'll break the news, give you some distance. Maybe allow him not to lash out at you, and you can approach him with a level head maybe tonight. Just, I mean, I know, look, Connacht and Cornelius, they still need a steady hand, and I trust you. So, trust me. And if you need help, I know any of the Silvernack, not just these three, but anyone would be there to help you as soon as you need us. That's part of what we're building here. A bit of a family, don't you think? As you said, your anvil is my anvil. I don't really have an anvil, but I have a home.
Your blood is my blood.
My guild is your guild.
I go to the side, I pick up a chair, I smash it on the ground, and I walk over and I start drinking ale.
It's healthy. It's a good thing to do. Get it out. If you're not going to let him just go now. Yes. Much better.
Thelen goes over to sit beside you. And you just see, as he sits in the chair that's closest to the stairwell. So the bar sort of extends below the stairwell. It's like as the stairs go up, there's a hollow point, and the bar extends back, so you can sort of stand in it as the stairs go above. And he stands close to the stairwell, and you just you see him reach up and just thud with his fist on the wall, and a secret compartment on the wall clicks open, and he reaches in, he grabs a bottle of the darkest brown fluid you've ever seen in your life, and he pulls out 2 glasses, sets it down between the two of you, and just begins to pour. Finishes pouring in yours, and it's like a fifth. We're talking like a fifth of whatever this is. And he pours himself the same, and he goes, "You want to know a secret?"
Where's buddy?
He picks up the glass and he holds it beside yours. This whole guild exists because my dad died. And he looks at the fluid and he switches it around in his... He's not wearing his full suit of armor, but he's wearing, like, more fancy clothes from when he came back out from the basement. I spent every platinum the city gave me in dividends for my father's life to try and build the dream he had while he was alive. The Silver Knot Guild is his testament, his desire to put something good back in a world that he was fighting for. Lewis, I don't deserve to run this place. I am running it because he can't. And then he just throws the liquid back and devours it whole. He looks at you and he goes, life offers us impossible choices, Lewis. And I feel like this last week and a half, it's been one impossible choice after the next. And so I'm asking you, as a friend, not your guild master, to let me help you.
Ellen, why are you still here? I'm drinking. I appreciate the drink. But Ellen, go help. I never stopped you.
He looks at you and he nods. It's alright. Well, I'll head to Arthur. You'll head over to the bar in an hour or so.
I gotta drink some fucking tea now.
He slides the darker brown liquid back into the compartment and he shuts it. He looks around at the rest of you and he goes, I know the rest of the bar is open. I won't really be mad at you if you do, but that bottle was the last... Well, before my dad set out for the last thing the city asked him to do, he passed me that bottle and said we would drink it together when he was back. So just maybe if you could leave that one for me, the rest is yours. And he gets up and he adjusts his clothes and he goes, Dave? Yeah, Thun. I'm gonna be out for an hour or so. Just keep being you, okay? He goes, of course, Thun. You got it. Later, Zvaya, Sorrow, Stella, Zavara, Lewis. Got a job to do. And then he leaves.
Valen,
Hmm?
you're doing good work.
Thanks.
You are.
My dad was the hero. We'll see what dirt I scrape up off his name.
We all had big shoes to fill.
And then he, like, actually leaves.
Oh gosh. Do any of us not have parent issues?
Does adopted parents count?
That counts.
I guess not then. Oh, Stella,
Wait.
don't have to speak for you.
Wait.
Hmm?
You're a plant too? They can't have a parent issues.
Oh, not the plant. No. You want to get into my issues now? No, maybe another day.
Well, you've all
Stella,
seen mine.
the folks fine? Stella?
Stella, good relationship with your parents?
I had a good relationship with my parents.
Well, there you go. Not all of
Inside check? Can I inside check Stella, please?
If you would like to insight check, that is up to Tofu. Whether she would like to roll a deception to try and survive the insight on Stella's character.
It wasn't that high. 12 anyway, so.
I mean, it's not anything deception wise. It's confusion.
Okay.
It's more whether you don't want to get into this story right now.
Right.
Like,
So,
if you're going to play it off.
so Stella's just confused. That's the tone that you'll be getting from her. So.
Okay. Okay.
And so around this time, you just hear a voice calling from outside the door. Oh, Stella!
Do I recognize the voice?
You do. It's Griff. And it just goes, are you going to be in there all day, or are we going to go make some money? Come on, girl. There's an entire show to be run through this city.
But I've been making money.
Not nearly enough. Do you know what a circus costs? Besides, this trench coat is heavy.
Stella?
But I gave a whole bag to all right, okay, I'm coming. A whole bag. Ah.
Why am I getting compliments for playing Ray so well in chat?
Speaking of father issues.
As Stella runs out the door for Ray, Lewis has been pointed towards a mission. Zavara and Sorrow are sitting in the guild with Dave, a statue, and a lot of promise for the day to come. We are going to call the session here for the night.
Oof.
But thank you for tuning in. There's so much more to unfold. I'm giving each of the characters plenty of time to shine, I hope, and plenty more things to come, where each of them will get further and further and further developed. So, thanks for tuning in. I had a fun time being your humble yet not so humble master of chaos, Mazrix, co-creator of Maistri and Anord, only to the illustrious, wonderful, terribly, positively always coming in your direction and you can't avoid it, ominous positivity, Mama Kalik, and who is, in fact, the DM/GM of Gods and Goddesses, which I believe there is a session tomorrow night. Yes? Mm-hmm. Gods and Goddesses tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. I will be missing that, unfortunately, as I have real-life commitments. But you'll have a lot of fantastic players, such as Lennon and Spice, Tofu Chipmunk, Ray, of who I forgot his actual username, but Ray will be there, and
he's around mostly on Shattered Tabletop Gaming.
Mostly on Shattered Tabletop. Isn't he the current owner of Shattered Tabletop?
Yes.
Yes. So the owner of Shattered Tabletop. You'll also get Miss Nina, and I'm missing. Oh, and Brilliant Sun. Yes. who is another wonderful human being. So you'll get 4 crazy, awesome, wonderful, super talented, excellent people. Just not me. So hey, you'll have a break. Congratulations. I talk too much, anyways. Let's get
You
my
get a
players
break.
to say. Let's get my players to say goodnight. Tell them once again where you can find them, and then I will say a final little bit just to say goodbye. So, let's see. Sam, you said bye first, so you'll say bye last. I'm sorry, I'm going to force you. This time, I'm going to get Lewis to say bye first.
Hello, everyone. Goodbye, everybody.
See, that's all.
My name has been I am Frost Embers. I've been playing Lewis all night. I am mostly a chatter, so you can find me in this chat and a few other ones. Sorrow?
Wait, I'm gonna borrow his line. Don't forget to smash that little bell, the like, subscribe, do it. Okay, no, I can't even do it. I can't pretend to be you. Stella, say goodbye. Oh,
Closer to the mic.
yeah, your mic does not like that.
We lost you.
Wait, what?
Your mic
Can
did
you
not
guys-
like that.
Oh,
You just cut out.
Are we back
Your
now?
noise
Okay.
gets too high.
Goodbye, everyone.
There.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been exposed to Stella today.
Ooh.
And now you shall see the wonderful Sorrow.
That's me. I'm Juniper, otherwise known as Linen and Spice. I'm playing here tomorrow night in Gods and Goddesses, or otherwise all over the place in Shadow Tabletop Gaming. I'll chuck the link in the chat if you want to know more. I think that just leaves Zavara.
So, hey, I'm Sam. I was playing Zavara. If some flotsam, I think it says down here. I'm not looking at Twitch, so I have to just gesture and hope. I'm playing Cyrus Vance in the Wild Blue Yonder on Friday. Here on this here channel. So come and join us for that. And tomorrow's Gods and Goddesses. It's always a blast. Back to you, Mazarix.
Yeah, hey, that's me. So, I mean, lots of things upcoming. We love to run one-shots as well as just regular games. There will be a new game starting, hopefully every second Monday, but who knows? Maybe you could be a player to that. All you gotta do is join the Discord and be a generally cool person. And then, so Rumors of Rumors will be starting under my control. There's more Trials of Silver to come. Literally anybody can play. Again, that's kind of the whole premise. You just got to be part of the community, and then if you're free, you can play. And then, on top of that, what else do I have to really say? Yeah, Gods and Goddesses is awesome. Wild Blue Yonder, there's more things coming up. Stay tuned as well. There's going to be the Christmas. Sam, what's your one shot?
I wouldn't consider it a Christmas one shot, but Spider House on the 27th.
Yeah.
You said? Think
Spiders.
that's correct.
Christmas spiders. No, they're not
Christmas
really Christmas.
spiders.
Good.
A non-denominational Christmas spider one shot. I
Yes.
believe it's on the 27th.
Spider House on the 27th.
Yes,
Understood.
December 27th at 7 p.m. ES. Nope, 7:30 EST.
Yeah, so lots of things to look forward to, and more importantly, the more of you there are, the more games we will happily put on. So just come hang out. I swear we're not that bad. But other than that, thanks for being here, and most importantly, my favorite thing to say, thank you for being you. The world is a better place because you are in it, and we are happy just to be here to have a little bit of fun with you. So have yourself a wonderful night. And take care of yourself as we say goodbye. And possibly raid someone. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. Bye.